everybody, it's Wayne with Wayne's Fish World. Welcome back to another episode. This week I'm going to be diving in on bacterial infections and funguses in your aquarium. So if you guys haven't seen last week's video, check it out right here. You need to catch up with that. I've got the link in the description. I've also got it in the annotation right there. You can click on it. It'll open that video in a separate window. You can hit pause and come back to this one later at a different time. Watch that one and then come back here. So, now that you guys watched that video, you understand that I had a little bit of incident in my aquarium. Long story short, if you didn't watch it, I tried introducing a number of fish into this aquarium, and they were dropping like flies. I knew something was wrong, so what did I do? I went directly to my test kit. Everybody should be having a test kit underneath their cabinetry, their storage, underneath their somewhere. Everyone should have a master test kit for their aquarium. That way, if something goes down, they can analyze it, and then from that reading, they can diagnose and figure out what the problem is, and then render up a solution. So, first thing I tested was pH. pH was higher than normal. It was 7.5. Wasn't too sure on how that happened, but I figured out it's not important, it's irrelevant, we won't talk about it. pH dropped back down again. We test for ammonia, and ammonia was skyrocketing. I read on the back of the test kit box that it tests for ammonium and ammonia. Ammonium is a broken down state of ammonia that is 100% not toxic for your aquarium fish, and it breaks down naturally in the aquarium. I knew though, if that test was true, with having off the chart ammonia readings, all my fish in this aquarium would be dead. So, what did I do? I pondered it for a very long time, but I always tell you guys to get involved in a community, get involved in the local fish store, get involved online on forums, on web pages, on YouTube, get a community going, that way people can help you. I want to thank my community for giving me their feedback. A lot of people were thinking it was my dirt. I knew it wasn't my dirt, but thank you guys for all the suggestions that you guys have given me and all that feedback, because it was definitely collaborated and I definitely put thought into it. I actually did tests to see what the causes were. I was back and forth for about a week, and finally I went to the local fish store and I came across the ex-owner of the local fish store, the father. The son now owns it, and I described it to him. The guy knew exactly what it was. He explained to me that every week he got his fish in shipments, that all his tanks would be fine except this one 10-gallon aquarium. And he couldn't figure it out. The fish would go in, they drop dead. He figured it out the hard way. He didn't have anybody helping him. I explained what the symptoms looked like to the local fish store owner, and he knew exactly what it was. To eradicate the disease in his aquarium, he used some kind of medication that, if I remember, I'll put it in the video. But he took me to the medicine aisle in his shop, and he showed me it. And I was looking at the API products, and yes, API products aren't the best, but they do work. On the box, I saw the symptoms, an illustration of it, and I immediately saw cloudy eye and body slime. Something so simple, but I was overlooking it by thinking too much. That's exactly what the problem was. So, I medicated this tank with tetracycline, Melafix, Stress Coat, all at different times and together. That is why the water is so cloudy right now. After medicating for about a week, I came back and I said, I've tried this twice already. I've watched the battle sharks go in before. I knew there was a problem when the lights were coming on. I wasn't sure if the angelfish were bullying them or not. So this time, I sat around and I waited. After introducing the battle sharks, I waited. I had all the lights off, and I sat there and I said, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. So after acclimating the fish, I sat here and watched the fish for more than 2 hours. I had all the lights off in the aquarium. I only had the ceiling light on. Angelfish clustered into the battle shark that went straight. 2 battle sharks went to the left side of the aquarium, the other battle shark went to the direct middle and then to the right. angelfish clustered in, all 6 or 7 of them clustered in on this one ballast shark, just inspecting him. I was thinking to myself, oh God, these angelfish are going to beat the hell out of this ballast shark. It's over, it's done. That's why they're dying. I was wrong. They just went up to him and said, hey guy, what's up? What's going on? Welcome to the tank. They left him alone. But the angelfish being that big and the ballast shark being this big, the ballast shark darted. He freaked. I immediately saw him go to the gravel and just start flailing all around in the gravel, trying to get somewhere he could hide. I saw him slam into the glass, run into the filter outlet, rubbing it against the driftwood. And what is that doing? That, my friend, is taking that slime coat off of him. And this ties back in what the local fish store owner told me. He said, the reason the fish were getting infected was because my tank had a bacterial infection. Only 10% of the bacteria in your aquarium is known bacteria. The other 90% is we have no clue. If me and you are in a room and there's staph infection, and we've been in this room for 10 years and we're not getting it, but all of a sudden Johnny over there has second-degree burns on his arm and he gets staph infection, it's because the wound is open. When the fish were scraping and scratching against the gravel, the driftwood, anything that was tearing away the slime coat on the fish, the protective layer, making it vulnerable to parasites, diseases, fungal infections, you name it. And that's exactly what happened. So I figured that out, I dosed the living hell out of it, and I came to be to acclimate those fish again. So after watching them, I said, I gotta kill the lights, I gotta kill the lights. Go back to that beginner rule where once you introduce a fish, keep the lights off for a certain period of time and slowly transition them into the aquarium lighting. I did that. Unfortunately, the one that was scraping really hard, that got kind of clustered by the angelfish, he's in a quarantine tank right now on my racking system. I hope he pulls through. Doesn't look good. I don't expect him to, but I hope he does. So after all this thinking and contemplating that there was a problem with my water parameters, there wasn't. It was something I couldn't see. So how do you guys prevent something like this? It's something that your water parameters have nothing to do with. You can have the best biological filtration, it's not going to make a difference. You can have UV lights, it might help. The key thing is to keep your fish's health at peak. Feed it quality foods that keep the fish's health at top conditions. Also, keep the water parameters to ideal conditions for your fish. Make your aquarium seem like a natural habitat for your fish. Make the water parameters perfect for the fish. Feed it a heavy diet. And then, sadly, once something's found like this, medicate very quickly. You can also help the aquarium by, every couple of days, introduce some Melafix, some stress coats, introducing vitamins into the aquarium water when you're feeding your fish. Sadly, but the only way to stop it is to treat it once seen. That being said, guys, this opens the gateway to the conversation of quarantine tanks. So next week, I'm going to be talking about quarantine tanks. Hopefully you guys don't run into any diseases or fungus infections like I did. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Tell me what you thought. Did anybody see this coming? Because everyone thought it was a water parameter. Some people were telling me to raise my nitrates, and I was scratching my head. What did that really do? But you guys meant well. And that feedback that you guys gave me was awesome. That's what I wanted. And community coming together like that is it's awesome. Keep it fishy, guys. Until next time, I've been Wayne with Wayne's Fish World. Later. Hey everyone, it's Wayne with Wayne's Fish World. Welcome. Man, I'm from the south. How can you guys prevent outbreaks such like... I'm going to watch this and see how it unfolds and see how this body slime and eye cloud is coming onto the fish. So